guys, my name's Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're continuing the saga of the Crafttober Spooktacular with some candy testing. Full disclosure, I have opened and sampled a couple of these already. Mostly, I was really intrigued by the sour gummy worms and these guys. Mostly because back in the day, sour gummies were kind of awesome, and I haven't had them for about a decade and a half. Whether it's because there was gelatin in there or whatever, but for all of these, it's vegan and gluten-free. That's what we're going for. Gold Emblem, I think, is a CVS brand, and they actually have a lot of really good stuff in here, like stinging nettle and grapefruit. These ones are pretty good. I've had a few of them. Now, initially I thought they were gonna be like gummy worms, but they're just kind of like little peanut shapes. There's grapefruit and apricot and something else. I think there's 3 different variants. The inside is still squishy, and the outside has the sour on it. These are pretty good. Now, these would work for like a trick-or-treat thing. The other ones would too if you wanted to just give them the whole bag. But these ones have individual packs in there, so these guys. Now, I thought that these would be about the same size as the other ones, but that's how tiny they are. Tastes pretty good though. It's kind of a tangy sort of flavor because of the lemon. The combination of the lemon and the watermelon with the sour crystals on the outside almost tastes like an unripe watermelon, if that makes any sense. It's almost like the flavor of something that you're not supposed to eat, but it still works somehow. Most of the Yum Earth section seems to be in the vegan gluten-free category, but some does have gelatin in it, so just be aware of that, especially with the gummy sort of stuff. Now, another one from that company that I'm not gonna open because they're going back to the store because I temporarily forgot why I don't like lollipops, because that's what these are. I just have an issue with the stick and it doesn't work. But I have tried just the candies themselves because I think they have a lollipop version and they have just like a regular candy version, as far as I know. But the candies themselves were pretty good and fit into the vegan gluten-free categories, along with a whole lot of other situations. And if you are into lollipops or you want to hand them out, these are individually wrapped too, so they would work for the handing out candy standards. So the next one is Annie's Bunnies, and so these guys are little gummies too, and they are vegan, gluten-free, fun stuff. And if you look better, unlike the rest of them that I've got, almost all the rest of them that I've got, these ones are Halloween specific with the little bats in there too. In the box that size, which I forget what the price point was, I think it was about $5 at Target, but you get 15 of the little thingies, which would also work for 3 bags. And what these guys look like. Okay, that is the little bat. Really heavy cherry flavor, at least that's what I'm getting. And then the little bunnies. Now, the bats taste like cherry. They taste pretty good, but they also have, and I don't know if I'm more sensitive to it right now because I've been sick for a week, and my cough syrup has a natural cherry flavoring in it, but that's kind of what these taste like. So it's not bad, it's just interesting. But they do taste pretty good, so there's that. And now, back when I was a kid, there weren't that many candies that I could eat because I have the dairy restriction, a long-standing thing. So almost all chocolate was completely out as far as what I could do. So it was mostly the little gummy things or Skittles or that sort of thing. The fruit sort of based candies generally, which is incidentally probably why I'm gravitated more towards the gummy stuff, because being veggie, most gummies have gelatin in them, and even the ones that don't, most have gluten in them to keep the elasticity. So between being vegetarian and gluten-free, I found some that work, which is good. But I was looking at Starburst a few days ago because that was like almost a staple. Like that was a staple pretty much in my limited candy experience when I was a kid. And they have gelatin in them, which didn't know that. But if you want Starburst type things, I found these that are vegan and gluten free. And it looks like they have 4, maybe 5 flavors. There's 4 in the back, but then there's a red one up here. So, also the pink one on the back is cherry. So I haven't tried these ones yet, so we'll dive into it together. If I can. There we go. Alright, so that is what they look like. Alright, and it actually shows what the flavor is supposed to be on there too. It's a little easier to see it on the cherry one. But we've had a little bit enough of the cherry for right now, so I'm gonna try mango. Okay, the first impressions of these, Starburst are hard and then kind of get chewy as you eat them. These start out chewy. Well, regular Starburst kind of, at least in my experience, stick to your teeth and you just kind of like dig into the grooves and everything. These are just kind of a pillow of soft squishiness. I spoke too soon. It did kind of get stuck in my back teeth over here, and they have kind of a creamy undertone. Also from Black Forest, we have these guys that are their version of like Sour Patch Kids, which I can't actually remember if I've had Sour Patch Kids, at least last, but it's not the full kid. I guess it's just their head, but especially for a Halloween thing, that gonna work. Alright, so in here we've got raspberry, lime, fruit punch, lemon, and orange. Okay, so fruit punch was always like the staple one for me, so we'll go with that. Alright, now I'm getting less head and more star. That's what they look like. Try one of the orange ones now. Because oh, that was a raspberry, never mind. That might be why. It kind of tastes like condensed jam, but with a sour note in it. The raspberry I actually like. The fruit punch, not so sure on that one. I know it's like the association between sour and things that have kind of gone off, but it almost tastes like they made a fruit salad with something that wasn't quite right for something, but that's just the sour itself. Texture is good. Overall, they're pretty good. So the next one I actually haven't seen anywhere since I was like 12 or 15, but the Skulls and Bones from Sweet Tarts. So I didn't even know that they still made these. They're gluten-free as far as I know, but it doesn't say anywhere on here that they're gluten-free. It just doesn't have it in the ingredients. It also doesn't have any animal products in the ingredients, but it says that it may contain eggs. So if you have an allergy, it might be more of an issue than if you don't. Alright, so that's what the little skulls look like. So the yellow was interesting. And then you've got the bones, which these are wider than I remember. So pink is the kind of berry flavor. Purple is more of a grapey. We're gonna do a bit of a speed round. And jelly beans were kind of in the same section as gummy stuff when I was a kid, where it was one of the ones that I could eat. I didn't always like them, but they were there. For Jelly Belly, I was thinking that they might have gelatin or something in them, or that there would be milk listed for the chocolate ones, because this particular pack, like the autumn one, has chocolate pudding in it as a flavor, but it's fat-free, gluten-free, and peanut-free. They do have beeswax in them though, so that's something to be aware of when you're looking at these. These are actually going back two. And then, just real quick, because the camera's overheating again, there's 2 that I can eat when my system's like fully operational and everything, because it's just trace amounts of dairy. But Junior Mints and Justin's Peanut Butter Cups both have trace amounts of milk chocolate in the system, because they process milk and dark chocolate in the compound. These ones are a pretty good stand-in for Reese's, and usually they're fine, but contains trace amounts of milk, and tree nuts due to processing on shared equipment for these. And for these, it's egg and milk may be present. Now, I would test them for you on the camera, but I don't want to send myself back into a relapse after being sick for a week. Junior mints used to totally be my jam. They're not so high on the list of awesomeness at the moment, just because there's other things and they're a little too sweet for me, on top of weird colors and stuff. I don't know how the black and orange coloring would affect the flavor, if at all. They smell the same through the box, and they are peanut and gluten-free. That's all I've got for right now. If you want to see something else like this, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be uploading a new video each day in October, so to see the rest of them, hit subscribe down below and the bell icon next to it, so if you want to be notified when that happens, hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon next to it, and let me know if you want to see anything in particular. I'm going to be doing bits on costumes and maybe some food things and a few other fun stuff and bits of decor, so stay tuned for more. Alright guys, my last video is going to be up here.